My name is Stanley. I am a master's student right now in my second year at the Department of Medical Biophysics over at the Mars. And I am going to reclassify into the PhD program. During my undergraduate studies here, I did it here at U of T. I was a double major in cell molecular biology as well as human biology in the health and disease stream. My lab focuses on cancer epigenetics and as well as the chromatin biology. And what I specifically focus on is looking at how mutations, single nucleotide variants in the non-coding space, which a lot of people in the molecular biology field has disregarded in the past, is now looking at, and how mutations in the non-coding genome can affect cancer progression. And specifically, I'm studying this in prostate cancer. Real-world applications is that prostate cancer patients, when they're diagnosed, they're mostly diagnosed at the intermediate risk stage. And these patients are those who are being treated through surgery or radiation therapy are typically treated with the goal of cure as their tumor remain localized to the prostate. However, when these patients are treated with, again, radiotherapy or surgery, about 30% of them actually have relapse within 5 to 10 years, and so it is a big issue. Therefore, we need to find novel therapeutic targets to reinforce the treatment of these patients. I got my position through applying at the School of Graduate Studies at Medical Biophysics. And medical biophysics is one of the more rare departments out there right now. It's more common in states where you have rotation-based programs, where you are accepted based on this face value of your curriculum vitae, and then you can choose the labs you are interested in, and then you can do a 5-week rotation in that lab. And then at the end, after 3 rotations, you and the supervisor of interest can talk about it. If you both want to have a relationship going, then that's how I got into my lab. Because I took a chance. I never did epigenetics, but I loved my time there, my 5 weeks there, and I thought it would be cool to do this for a few more years, or maybe as a career, and that's how I got involved. My day starts at around 7:30 when I wake up, and then I commute here from Scarborough. And because of the commute, spending 3 hours on the subway in TTC, I try to maximize my time in the lab. So then that way, I just spend in the lab about from 9 o'clock in the morning until 7:30 to 9 at night, and then go home and sort of repeat. And not many people does this, but I personally enjoy it very much because I get a lot done. I spent 3rd and 4th year during the year as well as the summer at Toronto Western Hospital. I was a part of Dr. Mark Irwin's lab studying stem cells and treating lower back pain. Well, I actually saw Dr. Irwin at one of the classes I took, and he was a guest lecturer. And let me just say, when they say go up and talk to the speaker and don't be afraid, it's true, because that's how I got my opportunity. I was very interested in his research, and I talked to him after class, and we talked for about 10 minutes. He said, send me an email, and that's how I got my position. They say research experience is not required, but very much preferred, or it's an asset, and that is very true. I have not seen, or have not heard of a graduate student so far that has gotten in without research experience, unfortunately, at least in my program. So try to get research experience in undergraduate studies if possible, but that doesn't mean give up if you don't get one in 1st or 2nd year, because I've seen many people, many of my friends that got their research position in 3rd or 4th year, or even worked in an extra summer after they graduated in the lab, and then they got into graduate school after that. So very important to not give up and just keep going. 1st and 2nd year, it was a lot of emailing, a lot of template emailing, which is bad. Don't do that. I admittedly on record, I have copied and pasted a lot of emails and have copied and pasted the wrong emails with the same professor's name to the wrong professor, and they actually have replied. So don't do that. I advise that just like the most things you do at U of T, just don't give up. Like, you know, how you have to study for your classes, it's the same thing with your emailing for professors, is just be persistent. Try and personalize your emails, actually talk about why you're interested. And even if you're not interested, at least read their papers and show interest, because I've realized that these researchers, they do this for a living, they do this for a career, they really care about their research. And if you show interest in what they do, they actually appreciate that a lot. And I would advise to go to workshops. I would advise taking smaller classes, like seminar classes here at CSB, because one of the reference letters I got from for my graduate application was actually from a CSB faculty. Definitely try and go to networking events. I've never been to those student lunch and learns, but I feel like that's a very great opportunity because it's a smaller group of people. I think those are really good opportunities to go listen to what the professor does. If you're actually interested, you can actually have that face-to-face chance to talk about the research and potentially ask for maybe a volunteer position. Because if you just email somebody, they may just skim it, or if they do read it and reply you, it will take a while to set up a meeting because professors are very busy people. And so, for example, my boss, he gets hundreds of emails a day, and I'm not even exaggerating. These professors get emails about positions all the time, and they get emails about their own collaborations as well. So it's very easy for these profs to just miss your email because all they do is just scroll, read the header, scroll. So very important to go to networking events. And again, pick small seminar classes or lab classes. When I pursued CSB as a major, I really fell in love with the courses, especially the molecular biology courses, as well as I took animal physiology. It was amazing. And then I fell in love with it furthermore in third and fourth year when I took the seminar classes. Because those classes are very small and everybody is very close and everybody becomes friends. And it's more of a discussion class about real life science and real life papers as opposed to just learning off the textbook, and I thought that was very effective. 1, dress nicely. That doesn't mean to say show up in tie and suit, just look presentable, don't wear jeans, that's a start. 2, sit up straight. These are very common advice, but more specifically, don't lie at your interview. I have seen people who have lied about, I have experience in this, I have experience in that, and then when the PI or the supervisor asks them, okay, well, what do you know about it? Like, so I engage your experience, and that person would be like, I have no idea. And let's just say that person's interview did not end up going very well. So do not lie and ask questions. Do not let the conversation go dead. If you're given a 30-minute time slot, if you feel like the professor is running out of questions to ask you, you start asking questions. And this is where you do your homework beforehand, going into the interview with knowledge of what they do. My outlook has changed in terms of even the field of science has changed, where when I first entered undergraduate studies, a lot of people were interested in professional schools, whether that's pharmacy or whether that's medical school. But now, when I still mentor first-year incoming undergrads, I ask the same question, what do you want to do? And I'm getting less and less answers about medical school, pharmacy. I'm getting a lot more answers about going to graduate school, get a degree, going to startup, entrepreneurship. And so my outlook, as theirs are also switching towards sort of maybe an industry side of things. But that is not to say I'm cutting out academia, because I love what I do, and it really depends on what happens in the next few years for me.